Alrighty, so I switched the glasses up, but you wouldn't know that because you're not going to see the first take of this video. Hopefully this video has some more production value, but what I wanted to talk about was some sprint planning on this fluid application. Now, I haven't worked on this application in about a month, so one thing I need to take in consideration is that I'm going to need to get back into the flow of coding inside of it. So I just have some tasks that I have laid out for this kind of first sprint. Now, this is my first ever kind of sprint planning, so I'm not sure if I'm doing everything correctly, but I will get a little better as I go here. Let me put my mic down. So I just essentially laid out some tasks that I know that I need to complete. So let's just get into it. So this is the Finder page. So the first thing I want to do is center these images, get them centered, because apparently centering things is notoriously hard and I just haven't figured it out yet. The second thing is that right now it's defaulting, the default currency is Australia. If you want to check this out, it's just Australia, so I need to change that. Okay, so that's all for the Finder page. Next is the comparison page. So this is a pretty important thing. This is like kind of the meat of the application. So I want to create and integrate a date and picker, because right now the date is preset to today. It's always going to be today. So if let me select two currencies. So if I go to 24th, it's going to end, well, it technically ends tomorrow. That's another thing I need to fix, but that's besides the point. So it ends today. Maybe I shouldn't have picked the exact same currency. It ends today. So the next thing I want to have is a preset date range picker, kind of like the Google currency exchange application. So I won't probably have 1 day or 5 days. I'll probably start it at like 1 month, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, or something to that effect. And the way I plan on achieving this is simply just doing each date, but then let's say if I'm going back a year, I'll say get like 2 days out of a month and then compare each of those 2 days out of the month. So that way we only have 24 points versus 365 points. So that's substantially less API calls. And if there's way less API calls, the application is going to load a lot faster. And that leads me into this loading spinner, because it loaded pretty quickly just now, but that's because I only went back a week. So let me go back even further in time to like February. So as you can see, it's loading. It's not frozen, it's loading. So I do want to go ahead and add a loading spinner to kind of alert the user that the application is not broken. It's just making its API calls. Now you see how long it's taking for, roughly a year in the past. And this API is good all the way to 2010. So if I went back to 2010, I'd basically brick my computer, honestly. So yeah, now let's go back like 5 years. Oh no, it doesn't matter. So another thing I want to add is that this is like the exchange rate from these two. This is the exchange rate trends over time. But what I can do in the exact same function is grab these two and just get their currency line graphs, their currency trends over time, not just the exchange rate. So I can kind of have the Argentinian peso and kind of show you how that's been performing in the past in the past year in this example. Okay. And maybe I have a selectable thing where they can see if they want to even look at this or if they want to hide it or something to that effect. All right, so that's that for this. And obviously, clean this up. This is just kind of to display information to me. Just obviously clean it up. So then finally, some miscellaneous items that I want to do in this sprint is, adding something to the home page. Right now, it's just this. And then also maybe adding something to the 404 page. I kind of like where it is now. But, just maybe adding something to it. Shout out 808s and Heartbreak. And then cosmetic polishing. So that's just little things, bringing these down a couple of pixels, getting rid of this white line, deciding if this is the font I want to use, especially over here. I'm not in love with this kind of green. or this red, honestly. And just just cosmetic, aesthetic, visual changes, if you will. And then finally, I need to really just on a high level think about what I want this page to be, because right now it's just like bar graphs, but like really it doesn't truly make sense, and I don't know if it will. Um, I just need to put my thinking cap on or whatever. So that's gonna be that for the first sprint. I think I can get this entire thing wrapped up in about a week, honestly. So let's hope for that. But if it goes to 2 weeks, I won't be too mad about it. But I am excited to start my next application, which will be a workout diary. But I do want to finish this just so it's a finished, polished project that I can at least display somewhere. And yeah, so that's that. That's the whole video. Maybe if I'm feeling good, I'll edit this shit out.